Greetings, folks. This is Coco Smooth's Obscure Comic Previews, and in today's segment, we will be talking about Event Comics Ash. Now, Ash came around the mid 90s, 95, 96, I believe, when Joe Quesada, and Jimmy Palmiotti. I hope I said that right. Joe Q. Jimmy Palmiotti. They were, at the peak of their popularity in the indies, well, just in the industry in general. Um, at the time, uh, that tandem was famous for their stint with Azrael. The whole uh, Bat Azrael, Asbat, Joe Q, and as the as sort of Azrael Joe Q did, and he did his stint on X Factor, and so he had a lot. He gained his some following from the X books, because X books were on fire in the '90s. Oh my gosh, I had to get every kind of X book there was, and he was, you know, in charge of X Factor, and I believe it was Random was one of the characters they helped create. Well, at any rate, let's to put back to the onus of Ash. This was their time to shine, doing an indie scene, their own comic, their own creation, event comics, and I have to admit, I didn't see them taking over Marvel the way they took over Marvel. I wanted to see more of this, but history had a different plans for them, and the story they did Marvel Knights, and they did Daredevil and all that other stuff, Punisher, their rendition of all that, and then they took over all of Marvel, and them and Bendis, and the rest is history. I think they did a relatively good job keeping the Marvel afloat in the midst of bankruptcy and stuff. But again, let's sorry about that tangent. I'll focus back on Ash, and look at this. Look at this. His the Joe Q style, very big, and I believe the character's name was Ash, and he came across some alienware or artifact or something that he's a fireman, and then became this superhero fireman kind of deal, because in NY firemen are the ish. It's a they see NY seems to have a big love for their firefighters and police over there. They get a lot of television and advertising their shows and stuff. They get all the glory. And Ash, this issue 2. Look at this. All these beautiful gatefold covers, right? Every time he turns into Ash, he goes through some kind of fire sequence, which probably feel like he's being burnt. Look at this. Joe Q. This was a style back in the day, I was feeling it. I was feeling his style, he had his Liefeld-esque tendencies. You know what I mean? Look at from the big guns to the, spikes, and very 90s. Pouches and bullets. I like this. Look at this. They used to put the month May. Comics were $2.50, and at the time, those were kind of pricey. Now they're like $4. Event Comics. See, guys, protect your stuff. Stiff as a board. Mylar. Plop. And look, awesome cover right here. I believe his opponent he's about to stare down in this gatefold cover is Gabriel, the angel. Or I think that's what they call him. I forget. Oh no, that's not it. It's the next one. I forgot what this clown's name is, but that guy was pretty dope. Look, kind of like remind me kind of like the Crow meets the Joker kind of deal. See, you know, I was hoping that when Event Comics happened, that they would somehow slide Ash into the Marvel universe, but that never happened. And yeah, now this character is nowhere to be found. Joe Q, if you're still around, you gotta find a way to integrate your boy into, you know, Ash and into relevancy again, man. Something, unless you and Jimmy are fighting over who owns the rights to, unless you guys got like legal, all sorts of legal things. But you know, you should try, you know, something, man. Look at this, kind of cool. And ooh, look at this. It's the Fahrenheit edition of issue 5, signed by Joe Q himself. I'm not sure who signed this. I do remember this though. It's signed by Jimmy and Joe. Okay, that explains it. Let's look at that again. This is the Ash Gold Fahrenheit set, strictly limited to 750 sets. One of the enclosed books is numbered and signed by Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti. Produced in 1997 exclusively by Event Comics. In 1997, let's see what month. September was the beginning of my sophomore year in college. Oh man, look at this. I'm about to duel this demon angel looking thingamabobber. You know, I could have sworn there, you know what? Where was I know there was a cover where he was going up again. Look at this. This is a badass cover too. Look at this. Issue 3. May. All these space soldiers with their guns and stuff. Look at this style. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that one, the cover of Wizard. Not Wizard magazine, but that cartoon Wizard from back in the day. Just the cover, because, you know, the insides, the movie itself was more like Lord of the Rings. And then I'm not talking about Lord of the Rings from, you know, our from Peter Jackson, but Lord of the Rings from the cartoon. Okay, look at this. There you go. I think I might be in issue 6. Let's see. Yes, see this dude, this angel-looking dude, blind angel-looking dude. I love this character. I believe he was Gabriel. I think he was Gabriel. I forget. I gotta do some research again. Well, I may have to do a part 2 segment just to make up for my lack of knowledge. But all I know is that, like, aesthetically speaking, this thing was dope. This dude flying around blind with, you know, ready to whoop Ash's ass. Look at that, gritted teeth, everything. Issue 6. You know what? I believe the original cover A for this. Believe it or not, I believe this was the variant cover, and cover A was by Mark Teixeira. What was cover 5 again? Yeah, and I believe this was also the variant. It's kind of weird when they made. This should have been cover A, but I think it was cover B, which is bizarre because you would think that the artist himself's art would be cover A, right? But well, I'll show y'all. So yeah, it was a 6-issue series, at least the first series, you know, up to issue 6. I think when I get I don't have any copies of the smoke edition and stuff, and the one half. I used to have all of this stuff, but somewhere along the line, I don't know if I lost it or somebody ganked it. I know I bought all of this, and it just wasn't there, so I had to rebuy a lot of this stuff out of, you know, nostalgia, and kind of sad, you know, because like I like to have my own copies of stuff, because I remember when I had Joe sign my stuff, and that dude was a savage with my books. You'll never get a 9.8 if you have those. Especially if you handed it to him raw without, you know, prepping it for signature witnessing like they do nowadays for CGC and shit, right? Yeah, you mess your book up. Okay, so this was Ash Zero, another gatefold cover. Look at this. I should have got two. This one just so I could, you know, display it as such, you know. See, that's why you guys got to get these silver skins too. I mean, the silver skins, these comic skins. See, you can see the back of your book, especially for gatefold covers. This is some baller ass shit. You guys should be doing it like this. This is how y'all should collect. Just saying, you know. Somebody argued with me saying that, you know, these things are too rigid, too firm, and that your comic book may feel strain over the years from its stiffness. I don't buy that shit. Whatever's. I don't. You know, we'll see. Well, I'll experiment with these things and see how long it takes for these fuckers to develop spine stress. You know, based on the stiffness of this board. I mean, after all, these Mylars are, you know, are breathable enough as it is. So whatever's. Mylars are what's up too. Look at this. It pops. It presents so much better with Mylar versus polybags. Don't be cheap, collectors. Take care of your stuff. Use Mylar. You know what I mean? Cool. And here's another cover B, I believe, or cover. I don't know if it's cover A or cover B. Either way, look at this. This is pretty sick. This is, I think, Ash of the Future, or Ash from another dimension. Look at this, green fire instead. Looks dope. And they never really fully explored this. And again, Joe, you guys got to come back and do this shit. I know you guys are billionaires and millionaires now. But come on, man. You guys, I was looking forward to more of this. You guys just kind of quit. Fuckers. Post-apocalyptic horse. Look at this. I was born in the year of the horse, so I have a natural affinity for horses. May 1996. $3.50. Canadians are paying $4.50. My goodness. Ash Zero with a silver foil embossed, because, you know, that's all. See, the 90s, the one awesome thing about the 90s, they went out of their way to sell these things. They made, you know, they put these gimmicks, for as much as people make fun of them and junk, these present well. It's well thought up. They don't do it enough, in my opinion, these days. But yeah, things are more expensive these days too, though, so I can see why. Look, I think they even did it with this. Look, that's some premium feel right there. That's a good look. Premium. It's a good look. Yeah, see. Okay, now I remember we talked about cover A's, cover B's. Now here's issue 5, cover A or cover B, and here's the different cover. Now I didn't put this in that kind of protection because it just, I don't know, maybe someday I will. I made this my reader copy because I was just not feeling the congruency of this, you know, breaking the Quesada cover collection. You know what I'm saying? Imagine inserting this, which, you know, it's not, the art isn't bad, it's just kind of an eyesore when, you know, as somebody with obsessive compulsive disorder tendencies, I mean, it's just, this is not what you want to see in the middle. in the middle of your Joe Quesada sequence. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. Your boy Coco Smooth's just not feeling it. Just not, it doesn't. It's not a good look in my opinion. And for as dope as this cover, cover 8. Look, Mark Teixeira or Teixeira. The baseball community, every time I say it, they say Teixeira, but when I was a kid growing up, it was Teixeira. He did this cover, and this is my reader copy of cover 6. It was hard to find this cover. It's a good cover. Yeah, look at my teeth. I brush. My dental plan's awesome. See, look. He goes, see, no cavities. I'm having too much fun. I'm sorry, guys. Oh man, well, look, this was in December. See what? Okay, yeah, December. I imagine this is December of '96. Yeah, great times. December of '96. I believe at the time my priorities were Power of the Force, Star Wars action figures, in addition to comics. Can you imagine being a 19-year-old going to Walmart looking for toys back in the day? And Spawn toys too. Yeah, man, my priorities were all screwed up. While everybody else was trying to go out, get drunk, and party, not me. I was trying to find a local Walmart to go shopping and buying video games and comics and that kind of thing. I don't get it, man. I felt like I was out of place. I was just not in any great urge to I didn't feel no need to go out and party and that kind of thing. Really, that just wasn't my thing at the time. But eventually, because of peer pressure and just some self-evaluation at the time, I was thinking, I felt that I was coming across as somebody with a huge stick up my ass, because just not a party guy, So at least I loosened up and tried to drink, and I got drunk, a handful of times in my early years of college, and I found that I never really liked it. I always just felt gross. Yeah. And to be honest, I didn't trust nobody in college to take care of me, because I see how they treated people who got too drunk. They would run all over them if they passed out. So yeah, I'm like, I ain't trying to hang out with people that are about to just, who knows what'll happen to you. Plus, you had to be 21. And I was in no rush to break laws, especially since I grew up in a household of law enforcement. So there was no such thing as breaking laws. At least, just staying out of trouble kind of thing. So yeah, this is my Ash part. I guess it's just going to be part 1 until I can find the Cinder and Smoke issues. I'll probably try to get them sometime in the future and share them with you, because this is how I roll. These books, although they don't really mean anything now as far as hotness is concerned. It's just not popular right now, because Joe just didn't do anything to try to bring this thing back to life. With all the influence that you have, Joe, Jimmy, get your act together and fucking let's get this guy back in the map, right? Y'all, seriously, I waited in lines in the comics for the comic conventions when I was a teenager for y'all, because I was jocking your stuff. Bring him back, okay? All right, guys. Well, if you guys can, please subscribe, help me out, and smash that like button. And I'll see you in the next video.